Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bible Talk with Felicia. Thank you for tuning in. Please click the subscribe button at the bottom of this video. Today, we will be going over 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 12. But before I do that, I'm going to give you a summary of the book. 1 Thessalonians is one of Paul's letters, and I'm going to give you a summary out of the NLT version study Bible, because I do believe that is a good summary of that particular book. And it reads as such. During Paul's year and a half staying in Corinthian, he heard reports about how the believers were doing in some of the other cities that he had ministered in. One of those cities was the Thessalonica, and the reports he heard led him to write these two letters to them to encourage them in their faith and instruct them on some matters. Now, the church of Thessalonica, there were some conduct and some behaviors that was going on that Paul was really concerned about. So it led him to write these letters. So let me read our scripture for today. It will be 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 12. I'm going to read the King James Version and the NLT version. The King James Version reads as such. That ye will walk worthy of God who had called you unto his kingdom and glory. The NLT version reads, we pleaded with you, encourage you, and urge you to live your lives in a way that God will consider worthy, for he called you to share in his kingdom and glory. I want to pose these two questions. I want you to ask yourself this question. Are you walking or living in a way that God is pleased with? Are you taking the steps to be more mature, godly person that is pleasing to God? You know, today I would really encourage you to change your character and your conduct to be more like Jesus. You know, Jesus walked the way that Jesus walked, it was very pleasing to God. Now, I want to break down the scripture just a little bit. In the beginning of this scripture, he says that ye will walk worthy of God. When he talks about the walk, it is referring to the Christian life. Okay, now keep that in mind. The second part says, who had called you unto his kingdom and glory. Now, at this time, it speaks of the salvation. You know, today, Christians must realize that you must walk in your salvation. That if you are truly a son or daughter of God, that you should behave as our Father will have us to. Now, you know, Jesus picked up his cross and he walked in it. He did what was necessary. You know, he followed God's, he completed the call that was on his life. And we as being believers, and you know, us walking in our salvation, we must pick up our cross and we must, walk in that. And what we all must understand is that, you know, we all are on different levels as far as our walk. You know, some is still on the milk, some is crawling, some is walking, some is running. But, you know, the most important thing is that as long as you are moving forward in your maturity, as long as you are growing, God is pleased. And so I want to encourage the believers that, you know, of course, it's the new year, 2018, that, you know, be mindful of your walk. You know, when people look at you, you know, can they see that you are a child of the Most High God? Or do they still see the old person, you know? So if I have left anything out, or, you know, if you want to add something, please leave it in the comments box below. I thank you for tuning in to Bible Talk with Felicia, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.